Hello guys and welcome back to yet another FSD video in Zurich, Switzerland. This time our ride took place right in the peak of the rush hour. We are starting our ride in the city center, taking it slow and steady through a 30 km/h speed zone. The car stays well below the speed limit, carefully navigating the winding, narrow streets. We are approaching our first intersection, and FSD politely gives the right of way to the pedestrians. We don't have a stop sign here, but the car correctly yields to the vehicle approaching from the left. It then merges onto the road smoothly and without hesitation, just like a regular driver would. As you've already seen in my previous video, Zurich is basically a construction site these days. That makes it particularly challenging for FSD. Let's see if the combination of roadworks and rush hour traffic can push the system to its limits. And now we're approaching the most congested part of our ride, just as another construction zone appears. As you'll see in a moment, merging onto the next busy road proves challenging. Since our testing time was limited, the supervisor gives the accelerator a slight push to give FSD a bit of extra confidence. That's all it needed, and we're finally back on track. Having Tesla's FSD drive you through busy traffic greatly improves quality of life. And it also makes the road safer, as the system doesn't get bored, angry, impatient, or frustrated the way some drivers might in a situation like this. We arrived at our first destination, but there was nowhere to park, and pulling over on the tram tracks definitely wouldn't have been a great idea. So we simply let FSD figure it out. It takes a left turn, passes our destination, and then reroutes itself to come back. At that point, I asked the supervisor to cancel the route and enter a new destination. Going back would have taken us through the same congested area we had just come from. And once again, our testing time was limited. Zurich was not only full of cars, but also packed with pedestrians, some crossing the street outside marked crossings, which is quite common in many European cities. It's good to see FSD handling these situations with a clear safety-first approach. We are now about to merge onto the famous Bahnhofstrasse, and the situation is a bit tricky. Visibility isn't great, and we also have to cross a very busy sidewalk before reaching the street. These sidewalks are among the busiest in the city, so FSD really can't afford to make any mistake here. I love how confidently the car squeezes between the tram and the raised sidewalk. In this next scenario, the route tells us to turn right, but the road sign says otherwise. Let's see whether FSD follows the sign or sticks to the navigation. And just as a smart AI should, it puts on the left turn signal. At this point, it felt like nothing could stop FSD, not construction, not congestion, not even pedestrians crossing everywhere. But I had no idea what the next intersection had in store for us. Again, a tricky one. There's a lot of oncoming traffic. But FSD spots a gap, immediately takes advantage of it and proceeds. This time without any help. Now, pay attention at the next situation. The navigation wants the car to loop around and come back onto this road. But that's not possible because, yes, you guessed it, there's construction. Instead, we need to turn right. The supervisor signals right to give FSD a hint, but it comes a little too late. The system gets slightly confused, so we take over, make the right turn ourselves, and then re-engage FSD. We're approaching a tiny intersection where FSD patiently gives way to other cars before continuing the journey. This next road we're turning into is a bit unusual. I don't remember seeing anything quite like it before. It has two thick green lines along the edges, an off-centered yellow dotted line, and a huge bike symbol in the middle. If I had been driving here alone, with no other traffic around, I probably would have avoided it, thinking it was some kind of oversized bike lane. The car on the left stops and we slow down, but as soon as its reverse lights come on, FSD brakes a bit more firmly and gives it plenty of room to back into the parking spot. What's interesting is that the moment there's enough space again, FSD simply continues driving. The whole interaction felt extremely natural and smooth. Even though there's no stop sign here, FSD comes to a complete stop because it spots the approaching tram. Then it slows down again. At first I wasn't sure why, until I noticed the fast cyclist coming from our right. The car saw him before I did. And that's exactly why I believe FSD can be safer than most drivers, myself included. Taking this next right turn took ages. This was by far the longest wait of the entire drive. So when the car coming from our left signaled for us to go, the supervisor gave the accelerator a slight push, enough to get us moving into traffic, and FSD took it from there. It probably wasn't necessary, but once again, time was not exactly on our side. We're approaching the end of our trip, so here's my conclusion after my third FSD ride along in Zurich. The system feels extremely safe. Its main downside is that it can sometimes be slower than a human driver, mainly for two reasons. First, it's basically driving like the US version does in the slot profile. With something closer to Mad Max, I think it could easily match the pace of a human driver. Second, it still has some navigation issues, although that might simply be a Zurich under construction problem. And as a small bonus, I also got some FSD version info. It seems the Swiss test vehicles are running a development build based on the latest FSD version currently available in the 5 European countries where FSD has been authorized. Thank you guys for sticking around until the end. See you in the next Swiss FSD test, this time on a rainy day in Cham.